What's up guys, Sean right here back with another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Lionel TMCC L3A Mohawk 3005 locomotive. Picked up this locomotive recently. It's been sitting for a while and it's quite dusty, as you can see. You can just run my finger across the back here and the dust goes right on my fingers. So when I got it, it did not run, so I had to work on it quite a bit in order to get it in operating condition, and it runs okay. It needs a little work, but overall it's a solid locomotive. In history, the New York Central 3005 was a Mohawk locomotive built by Alco in 1940. It ran primarily passenger lines and was scrapped in 1957. So it's nice that Lionel was able to kind of bring this engine back, and I think they did a great job. So first off, it has a Pullmore motor inside of it, and that makes it kind of easy to do maintenance for. So I was quite comfortable with taking this engine apart and working on it due to the simplicity of the Pullmore motor. And this is more of a transitional period in Lionel's history where, you know, the newer engines have like a lot more sophisticated and like high-tech motors that allow it to crawl and have Odyssey and all these new spec features, while this engine was kind of like the last of the old guard in having the classic Pullmore, which is loud and not exactly the best at running slow. Nonetheless, it's quite easy to maintain, and that's why I was able to take it apart and fix it up real easy. Starting off here, Lionel did a great job with these smoke deflectors. As you can see, you just look at these. This is probably one of my favorite parts of this locomotive because just so little of my other locomotives have smoke deflectors, and they're made of metal and they're really high quality. And I especially like the if it'll focus, the New York Central emblem right next to the 3005. I think that's a nice touch. And then right here you can see a non-operating scale coupler on the front near the cow catcher. This locomotive has an operating smoke unit. My locomotive doesn't smoke that well due to it having sat for so long, which is kind of unfortunate, but I think I'll have to put some smoke fluid into it later after I record this video. And here's also a metal bell. My bell has kind of been messed up. It kind of is floating, but I don't really want to like force it in because I don't want to break it, but overall it's still a nice metal bell. You can see here the locomotive has nice handrails as well as very nice rods all made of metal, and these are nice wheels as well that doesn't have magnet traction, but it's kind of expected. The later locomotives don't really have magnet traction, and that's okay. In the back here, you can see the wireless tether coupling, which is kind of surprising to me because this is a 1998 locomotive, so I thought that they'd still do wired, but this is pretty high tech, at least for its time, to have the wireless coupler. So I think it's very nice. And back here, it's kind of dark, but you can't see. There's the boiler, and the boiler does flicker while the engine is powered on. So that's a very nice touch. Here we are on the tender. It's nice metal, but the coal is plastic. I would have liked real coal, but obviously 1998 didn't have all those nice features yet, and it would have driven the price up substantially. So I understand why they wouldn't do real coal. And the underside is also highly detailed, so that's very nice that they would include those separately applied features. In the back here, we have two jewel marker lights, and they will light up when the engine is in reverse. And there's an electrocoupler on the rear of the engine, as well as a couple separately applied handrails and ladders. Now we're going to go into the sounds here. And before I turn the engine sound on, one of my main gripes with this locomotive is the whistle, because the whistle is a hooter whistle, which sounds really nice, but unfortunately it's not prototypical with the original Mohawk, L3A Mohawk. So I kind of think that's stupid from Lionel to include a hooter whistle in this engine, but I do still really like how it sounds. Alright, so here's the locomotive. It is powered on, and we're gonna listen to this hooter whistle. Like I said, not prototypical, but still sounds really nice. It's so spooky. I really love hooter whistles, but again, it's just not prototypical. Here's the bell. Next up, we're gonna go to the aux1 commands. Obviously, button 1 doesn't do anything, just raises the volume, and I already have it on the highest setting because I love loud trains. But number 2 is crew talk, which is just unintelligible mumbling. Command 3 on aux1 starts up rail sounds, which obviously it's already on. 4 lowers the volume, so nothing there. Number 5 shuts off rail sounds, which I don't want to do that here because I'm demonstrating them, obviously. Number 6 is the steam release sound. And number 7 is tower comm, which was new in 1998 for these locomotives. And it includes a specific row name and number, which I think is really nice because Lionel doesn't even do that anymore. Like, back in 1998, they'd actually say New York Central Mohawk 3005. And in my much more expensive Challenger, they just use the default, like, Mr. Lionel voice, which is really stupid in my opinion because we're paying premium prices and they're not even to give us, like, basic features. So here's some of the dialogue.
New York Central 3005, cleared outbound.
And again, that's really nice that they included that feature of the actual row name being used. So that's about all that there is. There are smoke unit controls, but obviously that doesn't really affect the sound. So let's get this linked up to some freight cars and have a nice run for it. Alright, so we're going to be running this locomotive. I just have hooked up to some hopper cars. At the very end there, here, let me try to zoom in. Really nice K-line extended vision caboose that smokes. Just picked it up recently at a train show. Definitely a really nice piece. But that's not the star of the show today. Today it's the Mohawk. And yeah, I know it's Reading and it's New York Central. I don't really care. Also, pardon my layout. It's a mess. There is normally a headlight, but it is not working because obviously I picked it up and it's not been run in like 20 years. But oh well. Alright, so let's move them out and you're going to get to see the Pullmore motor in action. Yeah, listen to that classic Pullmore. And as you can hear, there's only 2 chuffs per revolution, which is kind of unfortunate, but, you know, 1998 Lionel, what are you going to do? And that right there, you can hear at the end was that rail sounds shut off noise. Overall, this is a really nice locomotive, and I'm really happy to have gotten it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.